VRChat is packed with amazing content, and in this video, Thrill and I want to show you some of the best worlds this game has to offer.
We've done our best worlds list videos before on this channel, but we're back in 2025 for an updated list of our new favorite spots.
This list features both well-known hotspots as well as a selection of slept-on places that aren't usually in the spotlight. Whether you're a newbie or a veteran alike, I can guarantee you'll find something new for your favorites list.
And, of course, we'll be color-coding the names based on whether the world is Quest compatible or PC only. So let us know which worlds you love in the comments, especially if there's anything you think we missed. Maybe we'll cover it next time. But without further ado, let's get started.
Let's kick off this list with some of our favorite Hangout Worlds. These are worlds that hit the mark for comfortable, chill, and fun spots to meet up with friends, both new and old. My first pick is Avenue Pub, because I somehow always end up here with my friends every time I'm online. Tucked into a back alleyway, you'll find this realistically styled bar filled with games, interactive drinks, and a stage setup that's practically begging for you to run up and sing your heart out. Although there's plenty of comfy quarters to camp out in, you're never too far from the rest of the group, making it my top spot for medium-sized group gatherings. I am a Y2K baby, Gen Z where ya at, so I fell in love with the bedazzled Y2K dream house immediately. The bedroom is decked out in pink, the living room is decorated in 2000s movie posters, and there's a huge pool with water physics topped off with a slide, so there's plenty of glammed out space for everyone. The world is also a collab with a popular avatar creator PHIA, so as a bonus, there's a selection of cute clonable avatars that are, as the kids say, absolutely serving. Anyways. My last pick for Hangout Worlds is Bandit's Barcade. I am so obsessed with this place. The vibe is something like a 90s themed Dave & Buster's, but themed around anime and video games, while also being kind of cyberpunk futuristic that also incorporates meme culture and shitposting. So basically, it's just great. All the games are 100% functional, and there's a room in the back with a massive immersive video player, so 10 out of 10 hangout spot for sure.
Now, if arcade games aren't your fancy, but you still want something to play while in a hangout world, check out Pool Parlor. Including multiple pool rooms, a leaderboard, the decor is immaculate, and of course the pool tables are great as well. And to top it all off, there's even a chill bedroom in the back that has some surprisingly good vibes. But if you really want to capture the feeling of renting an overpriced Airbnb on the lakefront with a group of friends, I don't think anything beats Tranquil Waters Retreat. You got the dockside hangout, a great balcony, a hot tub, multiple rooms, and it's honestly pretty perfect for larger group hangouts. And of course, to complete the vibes, you got a pizza box and solo cups. I mean, what are you missing? However, if you're looking for something a little cozier, you might want to check out Fort Duvet, which is exactly what it sounds like, a fort made out of duvets, matched with some nice mood lighting and some oddly calming clutter. And personally, it's another world that's made one of my personal favorites list. Just a nice place to chill.
Now it's time to quickly shout out SideQuest, today's sponsor. Their physics-based social VR platform, Banter, is another great place to check out awesome VR worlds, which is fitting for this video. So here's a trailer of it featuring a voice you may recognize.
Pull up a seat and find a headset. I'm about to explain the game of the future to you. The first stop on our tour is the glamorous Slipstream Island, where you can hang out by the bar, take a wild ride down. Our next stop is just past this hallway, the lovely, and yeah, we're actually not supposed to be here. You know, if I was a betting man, I would say something is following that. Oh, good, you're awake finally now. You're going to want to witness this one. Behold the majestic beauty of the Earth's curvature, the likes of which have only been seen by pioneers of space such as Neil Armstrong, various billionaires, I think maybe a dog also, that there's always an event being hosted in one of the spaces. Become the self-deluded rock star you've always wanted to be. Or push your tush, or whatever you wish to push, and if nothing strikes your fancy, then build your own. Build a space where none of the stairs make sense. Or, frankly, make an obstacle course where you get flung out of a snowman's Banter is where you can do anything, or become anything you want. Play Banter now.
Alright, now that we're back to VRChat, let's roll with my first pick for the franchise section, VRC Hogwarts. If you wished as badly as me for a letter to Harry Potter's School of Witchcraft and Wizardry growing up, then you'll be pleased to know that your wish is finally granted. Use your Marauder's map to explore key areas from the films whilst collecting the iconic famous witch and wizard cards that normally accompany a chocolate frog. There's interactive wands and potions that you can use that truly complete the feeling of being magically immersed in the world of Harry Potter. In the Ocarina of Time 3D world, you can step inside the shoes of Link by becoming the hero of Hyrule yourself. Not every area is explorable quite yet, but the ones that are there have incredible detail down to the animated NPCs and even reactive OST. Collect heart pieces, items, and actually play the ocarina with your joystick the same way you did on your old controller's C-stick. There's also full body tracking compatibility, so you can kick open chests with your feet, and collectible music discs spread throughout the world that change up your OST of Hyrule Field. Plus, with the new VRChat World persistence feature, your progress is saved between sessions. So go rack up those rupees. Disneyland is known as the happiest place on Earth, but I guess now it's also the most happy place in virtual reality through Disney Dreams. Explore virtual Disneyland to visit areas themed around iconic rides and classic films. Meet your favorite characters and okay, the world is a little jank at times, but I personally really enjoy it, and I know other Disney fans absolutely will too. Placid Plastic Duck Simulator is a relaxing Steam game where once every 60 seconds, a rubber duck plops into your private tropical vaporwave aesthetic pool. This ported VRChat version allows you to hang out and swim with a variety of funny-looking rubber duckies while you slowly collect all 113 different ones. Kick back and relax while watching the duckies just do their thing. It's oddly very entertaining. Alright, and there's Wii Sports. Get ready for some me time, you could say, by playing tennis, baseball, bowling, golf, or boxing, all ported from the original iconic Wii Sports game. Again, as a 2000s baby, I love reliving my nostalgia. It keeps me entertained for hours, especially getting stupidly competitive with friends. It almost feels like actually getting teleported inside your old Wii console.
So there's this weird category of VRChat worlds that don't quite fit into franchise or game worlds, but also aren't chill hangout worlds, even though they have elements of both. And the only way I can describe this category is fun worlds. And well, it's in the name. It's all about having fun. And the first on my list is test pilots. Look, grab a group of friends, I don't care who they are, head to test pilots and get ready for about 30 to 90 minutes of absolutely hilarious and over-the-top flight simulator ridiculousness. From helicopters to fighter jets, even a little drift car, there's a surprising amount of depth to all the vehicles, and almost all of them can dogfight, or just shoot off fireworks. It's all just fun. On the flip side of flying metal beasts and explosions, I'd also recommend checking out Horse Canyon, where you can travel back in time to a western frontier landscape. Horse Canyon has a pretty massive map to explore, and you do most of that on horseback. And it's actually pretty nice to just gallop around and talk with friends, or get to the highest peak and fly down on your horse, whatever suits your fancy. But taking off from Earth, as a massive science fiction and science non-fiction fan, Generations Project Rama has become not only one of my favorite worlds on this list, but favorite VRChat worlds of all time. What starts out as a zero-gravity space station corridor exploration ends in a full-sized 2001: A Space Odyssey-style artificial gravity structure that is fully navigable. And between the environment and masterful optimization, just this whole place is a true treat. And so, especially if you just like space stuff, it's an absolute must-go. If you want to stay a bit more grounded, however, you can always check out Outer Skates, a nostalgic trip back to a time when you can buy a drink, slice of pizza, and popcorn for less than $2, and the carpet had way more personality. This is a fully functioning, full-body tracking compatible roller rink, and it's awesome. It's also surprisingly immersive. Moving your feet like you're skating and seeing the world move as if you're skating feels weirdly convincing. In general, it's a pretty cool experience and will undoubtedly get you into that nostalgic roller rink mood. And speaking of nostalgia or blasts from the past, you have got to check out Neo Worlds. Probably one of the coolest things I've ever seen within VRChat. Neo Worlds is an incredibly clever world that, I guess to put simply, is if VRChat was made in the early 2000s but was yanked forward in time so that you're playing Neo Worlds within VRChat as VRChat. Yeah, I don't know. It's all pretty meta, and I don't mean that meta, I mean like the cool kind of meta. Again, it's just one of the coolest things I've seen on the platform, and it's more than worth your time. Yet another to have joined my all-time favorites list.
If wandering aimlessly around large, elaborate worlds with high levels of detail is more your style, then you'll enjoy my picks for the best exploration worlds. Complex 7 is the award-winning sequel to District Roboto. In the far future, humankind has gone extinct with robots now ruling what's left of society. The world is broken into 3 main areas, each providing more and more backstory of what caused this human extinction, leading to Complex 7 itself, a safe haven rife with robots filled with engaging dialogue and charming personalities. There's plenty of furry friends roaming around with them, including these little robotic kittens that are spread around the world you can collect to unlock a prize. But if keeping it chill is more your vibe, then the spawn area works as a great cozy spot too. Suku is a tropical world where Ghibli meets the Caribbean. As you walk along these seemingly painted pathways, each corner turns to reveal artful and surrealistic structures built in a unique style unlike anything you've ever seen before. It's very engaging and relaxing to walk through, and at the core, just plain beautiful. Alright, now for my favorite world on this entire video. Welcome to Ritual, a new world by the same author of Organism. Organism is widely regarded as one of the best VRChat worlds of all time, and Ritual does not disappoint as an extravagant follow-up. In each of the 5 acts, you wake up in the same liminal room of the same liminal building. However, each time things have drastically changed, building upon the same nostalgic childhood imagery in an increasingly more and more distorted way. There's something deeply dissociative about this world as it evokes deep psychological feelings that are both oddly comforting and familiar, yet strange and even downright disturbing. There's tons of clear and interesting themes all woven through this experience, but what it all means is up to your interpretation. And I hope at some point soon to do an entire video showcase on it, because Ritual innovates and uses virtual reality's potential to the absolute maximum. It's a long world, so if you have to cut your time short, you are able to re-pick it up at each act. If you'd like to add a little fright in your night, however, Terror Vision's Silver Scream Theater is a unique venue that was used for a DJ event where each set was themed after an imaginary horror film. If you've ever been to one of Universal Studios' Halloween Horror Nights, it's a virtual take on that haunted house walkthrough style. Although the event has obviously happened, the world is still there for exploring. And I can admit, it's just as fun as it is scary. Look, I am not ashamed to say I am a Skibidi Toilet fan. And Skibidi War does not disappoint as the perfect world to explore and roleplay out scenes from the series. They've got the most ridiculous Skibidi Toilet avatars, and basically the entire city battleground to walk around causing destruction along your path. Which means it's time to become the Skibidi Ohio Rizlord you were always meant to be. Sorry.
So there are lots and lots of aesthetic worlds on VRChat, and I could probably make a video on just aesthetic VRChat worlds. There's just so much good stuff. And so here's just a collection of a few aesthetics that I'm really into. Now you can kind of live within my Pinterest boards for a moment, starting with vaporwave pool rooms. Look, you got vaporwave music, columns, pool tiles, and reflections. I'm all about it. Plus, the water is surprisingly reactive, which is cool. There's also an expansion for the PC VR version that vastly increases the world size, but both versions are great, and it's just kind of nice to breathe in the chlorinated muggy air for a moment while the neon lights hits your skin mesh renderer. Next up is D-Reality, and I think the best way I can put this world is that it's ethereal. There are multiple beautiful spots that make me just want to be in that place for a moment and breathe. It's a gorgeous place to take photos, and I especially like showing people this world that have never seen it before. You get lots of wows, and thank you for showing me that. It's pretty cool. But on a less serious note, maybe it's just me, but I'm a sucker for Fruitiger Arrow stuff. And so if you've ever wanted to feel like you were on the inside of a Microsoft ad from 2006, you know where to go. Now, as much as I love vaporwave and cyber Fruitiger Arrow aesthetics, I don't think anything touches my soul quite like brutalism. And for those of you out there that feel me, you have gotta check out Brutalist McDonald's. Concrete, overhangs, more concrete, even curved concrete, it's glorious Beton Brut in full display, with a side of McNuggets, of course. And to close this section off, as if ethereal vaporwave brutalism didn't make me basic enough, I just really dig the way Japan looks. And even just from the pictures I've taken on my couple trips, I don't think anybody can really argue with the idea that mid-city Tokyo doesn't have a very particular aesthetic, which is why I was shocked by Tokyo Mood, a world that captures the feeling of walking through Tokyo at night immaculately. It kind of gives me chills, to be honest. Now, the world itself is really just a thinly veiled advertisement for the creator's avatar assets, but honestly, that makes the experience even more realistic to being in Japan. I highly recommend it, and also you get to actually try on the assets, which are really great, by the way. All in all, it's a great place to visit, plus a kind of hilarious recipe for fun while trying stuff on.
Time for my favorite VRChat games, starting with volleyball. Yes, it's literally just volleyball in VR, and sure, you might not think of VRC players as the sporty type, but when you really consider it, all anime avatars make it not too far off from Haikyuu. I've never been super sporty, but I think I would join a volleyball VRChat team. The tropical jet ski islet is the perfect place to zoom through beachy waters and catch air off rocky waves. Start by customizing your jet ski's color, the island's time of day, and the type of track you'd like to zip around the island on. If you want to relax or are just weak in the stomach, then there's plenty of comfortable places to kick back and hang out. Also keep an eye out for those collectible duckies hiding around. Audience anarchy needs no introduction, but it's so good that it had to be featured. The experience is something along the lines of improv meets ad-libs. 2 to 3 players are selected as actors who read through dialogue from a selection of pre-written skits, while the audience wrecks anarchy through fill-in-the-blank word prompts that throw each bit for a uniquely hilarious loop. It's easy to jump into even if you have stage fright, while also leaving enough room for outgoing actors to really shine in their presentation of those unpredictable prompts. VR chess is not just a cozy and comfortable world to chill in, but also has high-quality interactive chessboards for players to battle it out. If you don't know how to play already, this is the perfect place to learn. Way cooler than just playing chess on your phone. And if you're feeling competitive, then go join an open world to test your skills while also meeting new friends. Bullet Time Agent has been one of the most highly anticipated worlds of all time, and after multiple years of development, it's finally released. BTA is a fully functional VR game with an 8-hour campaign. You can play solo or with friends while using your futuristic combat device that slows down time briefly between recharges, leaving that perfect window of opportunity for you to parkour over the walls, busting down ballistic robots. Honestly, this game has no right to even be in VRChat. The creator could sell it as a standalone VR game, no problem. It's free, so do yourself a favor and take advantage of that. Go check this one out. Side note, the main world is not Quest compatible, but there is a Quest-only version that's broken into 3 separate worlds for those on mobile hardware to play.
Okay, so there are lots of things that I love about what people make within VRChat. The game worlds are cool, the chill worlds are nice, club worlds are great, but man, do I love a mind-bendy, outrageously over-the-top trippy world that makes you go, whoa. Now, warning for some of the more intense entries on this list, if you're sensitive to flashing lights, colors, or you get nauseous easily, then maybe skip these worlds. Otherwise, buckle up, as there's quite literally nothing like these experiences on the planet. So we're gonna start low intensity and increase that as we continue. Starting with VRC Museum, a world that's both trippy and educational. This is basically a Monet exhibit with a twist. Starting out, the entrance for the world looks very grand and prestigious, but the real exhibit starts as you enter the world of Monet by actually entering one of his paintings. And as you progress, the world becomes increasingly bizarre. Now, you could blaze through this world in just a few minutes, but I'd recommend taking your time and enjoying it as an exhibit, actually reading and looking at the paintings. It's a slow burn, but it's worth it. Now, ramping up the intensity notch, if you've ever wondered what a TSMC chip designer's dreams look like, then look no further than chromatic frequency. And you know what? I'll just give you a little hint because I got the same hint and it made it a whole lot easier. At the beginning of the world, there's a small platforming section. Go to the very top of it and a door will open, and the really trippy stuff stuff is through that door. 100% recommend checking it out. But now we can crank the intensity even further and start talking about trippy audio-visual experiences, including particle worlds, which I love. Zepp's Particle Hell is a fantastic and potentially overwhelming, but in a good way, audiovisual experience that is enjoyable in all states of mind. Really, the instructions are clear. Just stand there, press the button, and get your face absolutely melted off. This is probably one of the better visualizers in all of VRChat, but I saved the absolute best for last. Earlier, I admitted that I like Japan, and well, it gets worse. One of mine and PHIA's favorite artists from Japan is Kikuo, and I mean, we both like Kikuo so much that we named our cat after them. And well, Kikuo, the artist, not my cat, in a crazy clash of worlds, actually released an official VRChat world, and it does not disappoint. It's half exploration, half absolutely insane, jaw-dropping audiovisual experience. Now, I may be a little biased already being a Kikuo listener, but trust me, get a few friends on a good night and take them here. There are a few moments that, like I said, will drop your jaw in absolute crazy trippy goodness. Plus, cat, so you're locked in. I will say it is very intense though, so you've been warned, but otherwise, words really can't even encapsulate the experience. You'll just have to see it for yourself to be real.
And that's our list. Thanks so much, Thrill, for joining me again for the best VRChat Worlds List video, and thank you for watching. I've gotten a lot of comments recently asking where I've been, as I haven't posted a video in 10 months now? And to be honest, last year I got pretty burnt out on VRChat. The overall vibe of the platform shifted in a direction I wasn't a fan of, and I'm definitely not the only person who felt this way. But after a string of good decisions, including age verification, I feel way more comfortable coming back to making these types of videos again. Besides, what makes VRChat great isn't the platform itself, it's the things that people passionately dedicate their time and energy to create here. Every world on this list was handcrafted by people who inspire me and hundreds of thousands of others through bringing their visions of virtual reality to life. And that is what makes it truly special. Thrill and I have a lot going on behind the scenes too. We've started up a journey of becoming a living, breathing VR game studio. This video isn't the time or place to go into what that means quite yet, but it's something we've been putting a lot of time into, and I hope you will be excited to learn more about it in the future. If you enjoyed this video, then please give it a like and subscribe to the Virtual Reality Show channel for more videos like this. Comment below your favorite worlds from this list or any ones we missed to share with everyone in the comments. And by the way, I host monthly Patreon meetups, and a lot of the footage in this video was filmed at them. It's only $3 to join, and it will seriously help in re-kicking off videos again. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. I've been your host, PHIA, and that's Thrill, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye! Special thanks to this month's Patreon members and virtual VIPs, GM, Buy 6003333, Snake 8 Head, and Solly.